Hey there, I'm Melissa, time management coach, writer, Jesus lover, and creator of the Wealthy Mama Journal. Around here, we don't chase perfect, we chase peace. This is where faith meets focus and where I help busy moms like you manage your time without losing your mind. If you're tired of color-coded chaos and want to be rich in what matters most, spoiler, it's not laundry, then you're in the right place. Are you ready? Let's get into it. It wasn't like my 2024 was terrible. In fact, if you looked at my calendar or talked to me, you'd probably think I was killing it. My word of the year was connect, and I did that. I coached incredible women one-on-one. I spent time writing. I had deep, soul-filling conversations. From the outside, it looked like I was obedient to everything God was calling me to do. But here's the truth. I wasn't. I was hiding. Half stepping my way through obedience. You know that thing where you do some of what God asked you to do? Just enough to feel like you're not ignoring Him entirely, but not so much that it's uncomfortable? That was me. I was picking and choosing which parts of His calling I'd move on. Like God's instructions were a buffet and I only wanted the dessert. And don't get me wrong, God was moving in my life. But deep down, I knew I wasn't showing up fully. There was more He was asking of me. Bigger, scarier things. And I was dodging them, okay? It was like I was standing on the edge of something incredible, holding myself back because I wasn't ready to leap. Until now. So here we are in 2025, and I've decided to stop playing small. No more hiding, no more excuses. This year, I'm saying yes to God, fully, messily, and imperfectly. But let me be clear. This isn't some polished Instagram perfect journey. This is me showing up vulnerably while I'm still very much on the roller coaster. I'm not waiting until I've reached the mountaintop to tell my story. I'm sharing from the climb, the stumbles, and even the falls. Why? Because I don't think there are enough honest spaces where people share their journey while they're in it. So often we hear stories after the fact when the victory is secure, people got it in the bag, and the struggles are neatly tied up in a bow. But that's not what God asked of me. This year, He's asking me to be real. No sugarcoating, no perfection, just truth. Here's the deal. Every week, I'll be sharing updates on my year of yes, God. Some days, I'll tell you a story, a moment that shook me or reminded me of His faithfulness. Other days, I'll use what I'm calling the plan framework to reflect on my progress. P is for progress, and it's all about the actionable steps that I've taken. L are the lessons learned, not only about life or myself, but also about God. A is for the adversities I've faced and how God is using them to grow me. N is what's next. How am I intentionally stepping into obedience moving forward? This framework isn't about having a perfect schedule or being super organized. It's about checking my heart. Am I being obedient? Am I letting God's plan take the lead? And most importantly, am I learning and growing through the process? I hope it's something you can use in your life too, because the goal here isn't just for me to grow, it's for us to learn together, to encourage each other, and to reflect on the incredible things God can do when we say yes. Here's what you won't get from this podcast. Perfection. And before you start thinking, well, it sure sounds polished, let me tell you why. I'm a writer. That's how I process my thoughts, by putting them on paper, speaking them into my notes app, or scribbling them in a journal. I pour it all out, shape it all up, and then bring it here to share it with you. So while what you hear might sound smooth and put together, don't get caught up in the presentation without understanding the process. This isn't about being polished. It's about being intentional. It's about taking what's swirling in my head and my heart, sorting through it, and turning it into something we can reflect on together. The truth is, my life is anything but perfect, but I'm learning, I'm growing, and sometimes I'm stumbling. And that's exactly what I want to share with you. The raw, real, behind the scenes journey of obedience. Here's why this matters so much to me. I believe obedience is where transformation happens. It's not the easy, comfortable yeses that change us. It's the hard, scary ones. The ones that make us question if we're really cut out for this. The ones that stretch us beyond what we thought was possible. Can we be real? Obedience isn't always glamorous. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it's full of doubt and fear. But every single time, it's worth it. So whether you're a working mom, a mompreneur, or just someone trying to juggle all the things while figuring out what God's calling you to do, I hope this podcast feels like a conversation with a friend who gets it. Someone who's right there in the trenches with you, cheering you on while simultaneously wiping the mud from off of her clothes. And also reminding you that you're not alone. Every week, I'll be back with an update. The highs, the lows, the lessons, all of it. Not because I have it all figured out. No siree, there is no danger of that. But because I believe there's power in sharing the journey as it's unfolding. If this resonates with you, share it with another mama who's waiting for the perfect moment to start. Here's the secret. There's no such thing. My daughter actually used to put those two words together and call it nutch. There's nutch thing as a perfect moment. There are just moments when we say yes to God and let Him take the lead. So, let's do this. Let's say yes to the mess, to the growth, to the journey. Because when we do, we're saying yes to a life that's bigger, richer, and more fulfilling than anything we could create on our own. Until next time, keep showing up, keep trusting God, and remember, only God can do it. Do it, do it. Thanks for hanging out with me on the Wealthy Mama podcast. My hope is that something today gave you that little nudge towards peace, focus, or maybe just a good laugh at my expense. Because let's be real, life's messy. And that's where God does His best work. If you want more of this blend of faith, focus, and figuring it out as we go, head to my Substack. It's where I continue to share the real, raw, and slightly sarcastic thoughts I don't always say out loud. Until next time, keep chasing peace, practicing grace, and showing up for the life God's calling you to. Now go be wealthy, mama.